Hey everybody, Samsara here, and welcome to the first video of the channel. In today's video, I'll be explaining the extractions feature for the game Raid the Dungeon and showing you how you can pull stats out of your old items and use them to help you progress further through the game. So if you find the content of the video helpful, please hit the like or subscribe button or leave a comment below. But before I get started, I'll take some time to give a background on the game since it's only been out in the US for a few months. I think it's possibly one of the best RPGs of 2020, but if you're here just for the tutorial, you might want to skip ahead. Raid the Dungeon is an idle RPG game by the Korean developer Quest Games. The game has a multi-year history in Korea, and it's been available in the US since October 2019. Now, while the game is labeled as an idle RPG, there's many active farming elements to it. Members of the unofficial Discord community have likened this game to Diablo, and I tend to agree with that. I think that may have to do with the exponential stat growth and the way that you farm through just piles and piles of enemies and get loot and then upgrade your equipment. And it's also a ton of fun, just like Diablo is. You can do this for hours and hours and not get bored. So for those who are interested in joining the Discord community, I have provided a link in the video's description. So what sets Raid the Dungeon apart from other games in the idle genre, I think, are really its high quality 2D sprite models, the characters, the spell effects, and just like Diablo, you spend tons and tons of time plowing through cool looking monsters, firing off spells, flashes and explosions. I've got it running kind of slowly in the background, but I'll crank up the speed here. And I mean, you're doing this, you're getting new skills, unlocking new gear, leveling that gear up. It's really fun, and it keeps the players maybe addicted is a strong word, but we really like it. So there are some interesting features to this game. One that's new to me, but maybe not new to games in general, is a battery saving mode. That's pretty self-explanatory, but basically if you're playing on your cell phone, you don't want to have this eating up your battery all the time, especially if you're playing it a lot. So you can run this active farming in the background, go do chores, go to work. Alternatively, you can run this on an emulator like BlueStacks, which I have here, and run that on power save mode all day, come back, collect your loot, talk to your buddies in your guild, and level up your gear, get back in the dungeon, play rifts, and get active before passing it back off to battery saving mode again. I think this game is developed by a relatively small team, and I'm really impressed because the quality of the game itself, like the character designs, are they're really great, and I don't expect that coming out of a small development team, and I also don't expect that on some idle RPG game that very few people have heard about yet. So the developers have been very generous. They've been giving away lots of, double XP, double gold, giving a lot of items for events during the holidays, and it really helps the new players catch up to people who have been playing for a while without being unbalanced to the veterans. So for a new game developed by a small team, I'm really impressed with the quality of Raid the Dungeon. There is a pay-to-win element like you'd see with any kind of an idle or gacha game, but so far it's been implemented in a way that it feels pretty balanced. The developers have been very generous with giveaways during events over the holidays, which really helps the new players catch the veterans. And unlike some of the idle type games that I've played, there's nothing that you need to level up your character that you can't get through normal play. It's just that, giving the developer $20 to get skins or, get some boosts. It'll help you farm faster, it'll give you more gold to level up your gear, but it's definitely not required, and it doesn't seem overpowering. I'm really happy that there's been rapid growth since the game's 2020, probably 2019 Christmas event, 2020 New Year's event. People in the Discord have talked about just the crazy amount of growth reported by the developer, and I think that's a great reflection of the game's quality itself, how much the players enjoy it, and it makes me really look forward to what's to come. Alright, so now to the good stuff. We're going to talk about extractions. Yeah, so real quick before I get started, I did take a couple of these recordings out of order. So you may notice that right now my stats and my extractions are significantly different than they are in other parts of the video. Alright, so what are extractions? So in Raid the Dungeon, the user can combine multiple pieces of armor into sets. And each one of these sets, for the certain number of pieces that the player equips, they can get some stat bonuses. Now these bonuses themselves range from improved crit rate, crit damage, dodge, gold drop, chest drop, attack, and so forth. So in a nutshell, what extractions allows the character to do is to break down one of those sets of equipment. So you need one piece of each of the armor, and it will at random select one of the stats from the set and then do an RNG, random number, for that stat. So I'll take a second right here to walk through and show you what I mean. Alright, so first let's take a look at some of our gear. Let's use this piece here. You'll notice that this is the Emperor's Golden Necklace, and there are basically a 4-set bonus. So if you have 2 pieces, 3 pieces, or 4 pieces, you'll get each line of these. I may have some gear that are not a full set, if I can look through here. Looks like I don't. So all of my equipment is actually fully set bonused because I have this ring that gives me a +1 to set bonuses for Infernal or below. So back to the Emperor's set, you can see that we have a gold increase, 2 gold increases, and an advanced chest rate increase for the whole set. So if we pull up the extraction menu, the Emperor's set is a divine set, which is yellow, green, yellow, and red for legendary, divine or holy, and infernal. And as you can see, I have one stat line for advanced chest rate increase from the Emperor's set equipped already. Now you can use these little arrows to toggle through the different slots, and you can only have one stat active from each of the green, yellow, or red sets here at a time. So when you exit out of this menu, whatever effects that are displayed here are listed, or what goes to be applied to your stats. So you can alternate between, for instance, crit rate increase if I want to fight some very difficult dungeons. So say that I want to go fight some really tough boss in a dungeon. I just can't quite get over the threshold of damage I need to beat it in time, or kill them before they kill me. I might come in here and swap over to crit rate increase to help me kind of push through that threshold. On the contrary, if I'm just wanting to farm and have a better chance of getting high level chests as I run the game in the background, I might want to have advanced chest rate increase here. So back to the Infernal set. Say for instance I had a set, I would come through here and it would be highlighted in green saying I've got all the pieces of the set. I would then insert one piece of the equipment in here one at a time, and I would pay the quartz cost to extract it. You then have a random number chance to hit any one of these lines, and as well a random number between these two ranges. So if you recall from earlier, I have a 35%, which is almost in the middle. If I wanted to roll the dice again, I need to collect another set, pay the fee, and hope that I get the stat roll that I want and that the range is optimal. So earlier on I had a dodge and a crit rate stat, and I wanted to replace the dodge with a chance to improve my advanced chest drop rate. So I saved up several copies of the Red Mage equipment and decided to roll the dice. So in this case I go through the menu, I put the staff, the book, the helmet, and the chest piece in and pay the 100 quartz fee to do the extraction. I roll the dice and I get a skill damage increase, and that is not what I want. So I come through and do the same thing again. In this case I'm replacing my skill damage increase with whatever I get and I throw more equipment in, I run the extraction, I pay the cost, and I get another random number generator. And there we go, 18% for advanced chest drop rate. It's exactly what I wanted. So now I can combine the crit rate increases together to give me a boost when I need to get over a hump, and I can throw in the bonus to chest drop rates when I am running overnight farming. So that's all there is to it. So key things to remember are you can have only one stat boost per tier level, that's green, yellow, and red, at a time, and you can unlock multiple slots. You get your second slot with one of the earlier VIP levels, or you can come through here and open them up with quest points. The lower tiered slots are cheaper than the higher tier. As you can see, they're quite a lot more expensive, but you can also see, for example, that the bonuses are significantly higher per tier. And what this ultimately allows you to do is mix and match. I prefer to stack crit rate here because I'm having a little bit more difficulty getting it with some of my equipment. You may need dodge, you may want gold find if you need more gold, you might want chest drop rate like I have for farming and having better chance at better chests for loot drops. And one last thing that I forgot about, if we go back to the extractions menu, we often get the question, what does it mean by not repeatable? So if I go to one of these sets like the Venom Master set, this bonus here says basic attacks with a high chance of poisoning the enemy and breaking the defense. It's not repeatable. What this means is if you have one of these armor sets equipped and you get this bonus, if you extract this power, it will not stack with the equipment that you have equipped. So your extra boss damage you could have stack on top of whatever you have equipped, but some of these are quite unique and it would just be overpowering if you were able to stack multiples of these. So that's it. I hope you find the content of this video helpful. If you did, feel free to hit the like or subscribe button or leave a comment. Also, remember, you can join the Discord community. There's a ton of players there asking questions all the time. I thought that the extractions feature was one of the ones that people asked the most, so I made this video. If there are any other tricky features or questions and you'd like to see another video, please make a suggestion in the comments, and I hope to see you again. Thanks.